Hello there, my group and I will be presenting on a video presentation on how barrier-free is Temasek Polytechnic regarding people with arthritis. Alright, let's begin. First, let's ask ourselves. So, what is arthritis? Take a look at this picture where Zul's arms and his right leg are tied with sticks. You can now imagine how a person with arthritis is like without getting too scientific. Arthritis is basically a disease that causes inflammable joints. This makes the person not able to function his joints, such as his elbow, knee, and finger joints. We will begin by analyzing the master floor plan. Zul, the group member we saw just now, will have a similar physical limitations of an arthritis. From the School of Design, he has to walk all the way to the library to retrieve a book. From there, we can assess how Temasek Poly is barrier-free. But first, let's take a look at where we will actually begin. We will start our journey at the studio. From there, Zul has to walk along a narrow corridor to reach the lift. The lift will then take him to level 3, where he has to walk to the library. At the starting point of our journey, Zul already faced a few problems. When opening the door handle seems a bit hard to grab. Going through the door is challenging as well, as he has to use his whole body to stop the door from closing again. The carpeted floor surface, however, did not play much effect in any way. Despite our subject is arthritis based, we found that the door does follow the BCA code of 3.8.4.1, where a one-swing door should allow a wheelchair-bound person to pass through. The next location is a corridor where Zul mainly faces the issue of space allowance. The linoleum floor surface still did not have any effect with Zul. The parapet height was fine. This scenario shows that Zul was bumped with a person walking in the opposite direction. The corridor does follow the rules set by BCA, such as BCA code of 3.7.1.1, where the accessible route must be a minimum of 1.2 meters. However, from a personal point of view, Zul feels fearful whenever a person has to walk past that he feels that he might be bumped. An improvement would be that to widen the corridor so there will be a slightly more space to walk. For the lift, the problem mainly arises in the holding area. Zul is able to operate the lift and the card reader without facing much issues. For the door handle, in fact, all doors follow the BCA code of 3.8.7.1, where level handles or push-plate door pull is recommended instead of knob handles. The lift control buttons has braille and tactile markings that follows the BCA code of 5.1.3. The lift car also follows the BCA code of 5.2.4.1, where the minimum dimension must be 1.2 meters by 1.4 meters. However, an interesting detail to note that Zul is not able to use the emergency phone in case of a dire situation. This is because his locked elbow prevents him from bringing the phone to his ear. Our group suggests that a speaker with a one-press button should be used. We are now at level 3 where we face the design ramp. This is a floor plan where Zul has to make his way from the lift and across the ramp. This 3D sketch shows the contours of the surface. The granite floor surface still do not have any effect on him. The space allowance was fine. The change in the floor level was surprisingly alright as well. The main issue would be that the grab bars. Zul feels it was difficult to hold them with his fingers. The RAM was consistent with the BCA codes, such as in BCA code 3.3.6, where the RAM handrails met the average requirement of 800 to 900 millimeters of height. However, as a group, we suggested to paint the colored bands where necessary to indicate a change in floor level. The bridge shares the same floor surface with the ramp, as well as the generosity of space allowance. The grab bars are slightly different as it has a more cubic edge. One interesting design choice made by the architect would be the placement of lights in between the walking patrons and the grab bars. This likely can cause accidents, especially with people that has difficulty walking. Worse, this is a bridge where there is potential where people might fall off. As a group, we suggest to place the lights somewhere safer. At the end where the library is, its entrance does follow the BCA code of 3.8.1.2, where there must be at least one power-assisted or automatic door at the main entrance to a building. We have reached the final destination where Zul now has to borrow a book. The carpeted floor surface still has little effect. Our group came to a conclusion that the relationship between the floor surface and an arthritis person is little. For space allowance and height of shelving, Zul faces a few problems. The book feels slippery to grab due to limitations of the lock finger joints. The lock elbow also makes it hard for Zul to suppress the gravity of the book. Settling down on the chair to read the book was alright. This is another demonstration to show that Zul faces the problem of space allowance. Not being able to bend one's elbow would take up much more space in browsing books. The library staircase entrance follows the BCA code of 3.8.7.1, mentioned earlier as well, where the door uses push-plate handle. All those in Temasek Poly have achieved this. When descending, Zul does feel fearful of falling down. The library stairs, however, manage to comply with the BCA code of 3.9.2.1, where there are no open rises. In BCA code of 3.9.3.2, suggests the application of non-slip nosing strips to be installed on each step. The library stairs have complied with this code as well. But for improvement, our group feels that the nosing strip should be more of contrast for visual aid. And this is the end of our video presentation. I hope you enjoy watching this as we had fun as well making the video. Thank you for your time.